quick info about what exactly a Beachbody Coach is and how we have been able to, like I said, in my invite, if you saw it on social media, or maybe you're just watching the recording, we're going to just share, how we are raising our babies, creating strong bodies and strong business all from home. My name is Teresa Hansen, and I am a mom of two babies. I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. I've been married for almost 9 years. It'll be 9 years in October. And I've been a Beachbody coach for 8 years. My 8-year anniversary will be in August. We have a team of about 8,000 amazing women and men that all have the same mission to have a better life and help other people have a better life. My main mission is to help other moms create a life that they're excited for and that they love through health and fitness. And also I mentor some of them to be bosses of their own life just by sharing what I have done to create that life for myself in the past 8 years. When I first became a Beachbody coach, my sole mission was just to have some accountability for my own fitness, and thought maybe making an extra couple bucks every month to help pay off some debt. I had some incredible credit card debt, and I had some incredible student loan debt that, we were just paying the minimum payment. So there was no budge in anything that was happening. It was just enough just so people wouldn't be calling me up asking for where's the money. I didn't understand the potential I had when I first signed up. I just knew I loved the products. I was getting some amazing results. And my mission when I first started this journey 8 years ago was just to lose weight so that I could have a family. I knew at that time that I was nowhere physically, I was nowhere mentally ready to be a mom, and definitely was nowhere financially ready either. But I knew that that this was going to help me with the at least the physical part, right? I didn't really understand the full potential of what this was going to do. Nobody in my mind when I first started was, nobody really makes money off this kind of stuff, right? I was in the mindset that you're supposed to go to school and get a degree and work for somebody really hard and, work hard for somebody else and hope that they would give you a raise so that you can start making a little bit more money. That was the mindset. That's kind of just like my thought process of how you were successful in life. But even though that was my mindset, I wasn't really living it because I was living paycheck to paycheck, even with my degree from the university and I had a pretty good job, and I was the lead in my team. I was still living paycheck to paycheck. And sometimes I wasn't even getting the next paycheck. It was, okay, let's figure out who can we pay this paycheck that's not going to get that pissed off so that I could pay at least electricity or the water. I mean, there was a moment in my life that I remember before I was married, but I was, with my husband, my boyfriend at the time, he's my husband now, being in the bathroom crying because I didn't have the money to pay my water bill. And I didn't understand how did I get there because I went to the school and I got a bachelor's of science in engineering and with a minor computer science. And I had a nice job with a nice office, and I still couldn't pay my bills. So, with not being able to pay my bills and being overweight, that was just a time in my life where I was just very sad and depressed. And, I would seek things for comfort like food and alcohol. And it wasn't like just have a couple of drinks to have fun. It was more like, let's use my pain because it's cheap and I don't know what else to do because I'm broke. And I'm not supposed to be broke. And I'm like asking my mom for some money. So we were in that spot. But Beachbody came into my life and I started doing workouts here and there. I would buy them off the infomercial. It's kind of the reason why I had kind of high credit card debt because I kept buying off infomercials. But when Insanity hit the shelves and I got that, that's when I really, really got serious about it. And that's when I got really serious about wanting to be a mom, right? And I knew this was going to help me at least lose the weight so that my starting point of getting pregnant and gaining the weight wasn't going to be at where I was. It was going to be at a smaller version of me because I just knew genetically I was going to get big. I fell in love with the products and I started getting really involved with the Beachbody community and I was approached about being a coach. And at first I said no, because there was no way. I had no experience with Beachbody or with fitness or nutrition. I mean, I was still in the beginning of my own journey. I had no idea how I was going to coach somebody. And like I said, in my mind, people didn't really make money off this. This was like, something that people did on the side. And I didn't have time for it, because I worked a really full schedule as being a web developer. I mean, I didn't work a normal 40 hours a week. I worked whenever a project was done. And so I didn't understand how I was going to fit anything into this. And I just didn't have any background. I didn't have any knowledge of what exactly it was. But I decided to do it anyways, just because I really did love the products, and I started seeing results. Insanity is, if you have done Insanity or know Sean T, you know his workouts. If you do the workouts and you follow the meal plans, you definitely start seeing results. And I was. And I really got really into the community. And with Insanity was the first time I ever actually stuck to a workout. I had tried going to the gym and I felt lost. I tried a personal trainer. I couldn't really afford that after the initial cost. So when I started Insanity in 2009 was the first time I ever stuck with it. It was very simple to follow. You just push play, did it in my small little living room. The meal plan was really easy to follow, and I started to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And the amazing results, I started to get hooked. And while I got immersed into the community, I started seeing like the potential of this opportunity. I started seeing people really succeed at this, not just in their own fitness journey, but succeed in helping others in their fitness journey, and also seeing them make amazing income. And they were doing it, and they were no different from me. They started at the same place that I started, and they just went all in and created this amazing life for them. I was like, okay, so people can be successful in this and can create that, 6-figure income that I had always wanted. That's why I went to school, to get this degree and do all this stuff. And they were doing this by doing the same actions I was doing every day, by working out and showing up on Facebook and showing that I was doing my workouts and stuff. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to really immerse myself in this and figure out how I can create, at least enough income just to help pay off my debt. Since, like I told you, I was just paying the minimum payment on everything. So when you pay the minimum on any kind of payment, the debt does not decrease. You just give it enough so people don't keep calling you saying, hey, where's my money? So that's basically what I was doing. So I started, I seen the potential. I still didn't really understand that it could take me home or bring me home. But at that time I was single. I didn't have any kids. I just wanted to pay off my debt and maybe save a little money so that I could go on vacations, because it was far and too between leaving and doing anything. And I didn't have a savings account, and I wanted a bigger house. And so that was my mission when I first started. And I started seeing the potential, and not just the income that I was getting weekly, which was really cool, but just the impact that I was having on people, and the people that I was meeting, and the moms that I was helping. I mean, at that time it was more, that my coworkers or my family that I was helping lose weight and feel good about themselves, just sharing products that I liked, and so I just started, people came to me, I was there to help them. It wasn't like this big mission that I was going all in. Well, when I got pregnant, that's when my mission got really, really big. I did not want to come back to a 9-to-5 job after my daughter was born, because there's only a 6-week, maternity leave, and they don't even call it maternity leave. It's like disability or whatever. And I didn't want to put her in daycare. Like, the idea of that, when I got pregnant, I mean, I wasn't even showing it, but I just knew that's not what I wanted to do. So, I stopped waiting for people to come to me. And I started using social media. I started using Facebook a lot to meet other moms or other women that were kind of in the same boat as me. And social media, that is such an amazing place to meet people and make friends and build relationships. That's how I started building my business, and that's how I started making new friends and figuring out what their goals were. And I was, they were pretty much aligned with what I was doing. And so I went full force in really building this community and building my business so that when my daughter was born, I didn't have to go back to work. And, like I said, Facebook is a really, really amazing place to just open up the world to meet people. And that's how the majority of everybody on our team has built their business. And you're going to hear from somebody else later in a little bit about how she did it too. But that's basically what I did. It was really just building relationships and meeting other people on Facebook that had the same wants and goals that I had, and had the same work ethic as I had, and wanted something different in their lives. So, in the 8 years that I have been a Beachbody coach, I've helped at least 11 of the women on my team that I personally brought in to become bosses of their own lives, bosses of their own business, were able to retire themselves or retire their husbands. I've helped hundreds of women lose weight, feel good, just by, matching them up with some of our amazing programs. Because with Beachbody, we have hundreds of different types of programs for every different level, for every different journey. If you're starting at your journey, or it's at the end of the journey, or you needed to step it up, we have something for everyone. And because we have all those options, was able to put the right stuff, the right program into the right hands, into their right hands, right? And so that they were able to see success and have success. So I've been able to, help, all those, these different women to be able to feel amazing and lose the weight. We've been able to create such a supportive culture in our team that, I know that I could never live without, and I would never be immersed and meet all these wonderful people if I had never become a coach, if I never said yes in the beginning to myself first, to get better and to get healthier, and then just to say yes to this crazy thing. When, like, seriously, 8 years ago, nobody really even heard of this stuff. Nobody even heard about Beachbody or network marketing. At least in my circle, nobody ever heard of it. I was kind of like the first one to do it, and just for the fact that I just took that leap of faith. And thank God that I took that leap of faith, because not only have I been able to retire myself from my job, we've been able to go on amazing vacations and treat our families to that. My kids are able to go to some of the best schools. We have our dream house, and I get to interact and build relationships with some of the most amazing people that I really honestly can't live without. I cannot think about not even talking to them every day, because there's such a big impact in my life. And if it wasn't for being a coach, I would have never met them. I would have never got to be involved or be trusted into their lives. In the last, it took me 4 years to be able to retire myself as a web developer. In 2005, I was inducted into the Millionaire Club. So that meant in about 6 years, with just helping people have a better life, I was able to earn a cumulative of $1 million. But that is just so crazy. These are dreams that I have never even thought before I became a coach to even dream. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't just say yes to me first, to better myself, to make myself healthy and get involved in this community. So right now, we are in our family, we've able to create a stable life for our family and for our children. We've been able to create a college fund for our kids. Now they're 5 and 3. Like, their college fund started like 2 years ago. We were able to create a secure present and working to build an amazing legacy for our family and for our future. And that was all because of hard work and searching for other people through social media that are looking for the same things and able to align what their goals are to help them hit their goals. So that is just a little bit of how I started. We'll talk more about other stuff that gives you some more details about what Beachbody coaching is. But I would like to introduce one of those ladies that I told you about that I cannot live without talking to every day. Her name is Shannon. She is one of my ride or die mamas. She is a mom to 2 beautiful baby girls, and her daughter's almost 2. And I know that when she was pregnant, she had the same mission as me, that she did not want to go back to work. She wanted to stay home with her baby. And through Beachbody, she was able to help that dream become a reality. So Shannon, can you come in and share your story, please?
I would love to. Hey guys, I'm Shannon, and I've been a Beachbody coach for about 3.5 years now. And it's funny because I have been friends with Teresa for years on Facebook. See, I don't even know how many years, but years. And she had approached me about Beachbody before, and I just never really bit. A little bit of backstory on me. It's funny because I look back now at like my high school pictures and stuff like that, and I was, like a size 4 or a size 6, and I always had this like unhealthy vision of how I looked. Like I look back now when I was a size 4 and I felt like I was just huge, which I think is just that typical teenager mindset. But I never really struggled with my weight too much until after I had my first daughter. So I'm a mom of 2 girls. Maya is 11 and Gracie is about to turn 2. I got pregnant with Maya when I was 22. I wasn't married at the time. I was in a relationship with her father. And when I was 6 months pregnant, I actually was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. So I'm young, I'm 22 years old. I'm in a relationship I was in a relationship, but I wasn't married. So, and then I have this huge thing, kind of come up in my life, and I find out that I have thyroid cancer, and there's all this other testing and trying to figure out what we're going to do, and, am I going to be able to keep my pregnancy the whole term? And I ended up being induced 3 weeks early with Maya because it was that important to have my thyroid gland removed. So I had a newborn, and I was 22, and I was just trying to figure out how to be Shannon at that point, now trying to figure out how to be a mom, and then trying to figure out how to be a mom with thyroid cancer and having surgery. So I had Maya. 3 weeks later, I had my thyroid surgery. A few weeks after that, I had radioactive iodine treatment. Everything is well now, fantastic. But back then, that was really, really tough. I had a really, really hard time dealing with all of that. I didn't have my thyroid gland for the first few months of Maya's life. Imagine having 0 thyroid hormone in your body whatsoever and having a newborn who also had colic. So I was just like really in a bad, bad place. In the midst of that, my relationship with Maya's father fell apart completely. And I was a mess. I was depressed. I was alone. I felt like I was failing my daughter. And I know a lot of single moms out there know what that feels like. So I was going through all of that. In the meantime, Maya was about 1. My dad, who was 49 at the time, had a heart attack. So all of a sudden, I'm faced with all of these just really real views on life, and that like we're not going to live forever, and your health is so incredibly important. And now I have this baby. I've got this baby that relies on me. And so it was kind of eye-opening to me. And that's not to say that my habits changed. I just started to become a little bit more aware of the mortality. I was really depressed. I ate my feelings. When I was feeling down, when I was feeling upset, I would call up, a good friend, and we'd go to dinner. So I really associated eating out with joy and with good times and with feeling happy. And it became a habit to where I was eating out constantly. From about the time that Maya was 1, I struggled with my weight. It was up and down, up and down. I'm a 5'3" girl, so I'm not a big girl. I got to the point where I was almost 200 pounds at one point. I tried everything. I went to the gym. I did spin classes. I did Zumba. I did kickboxing. I did CrossFit. There were so many things that I did. And I would see results for a little bit, and then they would stall, and then I would get sad, and then I would get depressed. And it was just kind of this really big cycle. About 3.5 years ago, I finally reached out to Teresa. My husband's in law enforcement. He was going through a shift change, and I was not going to be able to make the gym at the time that I was making the gym currently. So I knew that I was going to have to find a different route to getting fit. And at this point, I was exhausted. I was tired of feeling horrible about myself. I was tired of being tired all the time. I was tired of being the mom that didn't have the energy to play with Maya at the park. I was the mom that played for 3 minutes and was out of breath. And I finally made the decision that no matter what it took, I was going to fix this problem. And I reached out to Teresa. She was fantastic. She set me up with a program. I went ahead and I bought a challenge pack. I knew that I needed to go all in. I needed the program. I needed the accountability. I needed the Shakeology. I was ready. And it's funny because I had heard all of this talk about Beachbody coaching, and I always thought it was such a sham and it was a scam and all this other stuff. But I decided when I bought my challenge pack just to sign up as a coach. And I signed up as a coach for a few reasons. One, I knew I was going all in and this was going to be it. I was going to lose the weight this time. So I figured if that was the case, then I might as well get a discount on the products because I knew I wasn't going to stop after the first month. The second reason that I signed up to coach was I knew it was added accountability. I knew that if I announced to my family, to my friends, to my Facebook world that I signed up as a Beachbody coach, that I better get my ass up in the morning and do my workout, right? Because like, how ridiculous would I look saying that and then not go through with it? And it actually, you know, I completed Les Mills Pump, which was a program that we had back then. It was wonderful. I lost like 12 pounds. I lost a ton of inches. I was feeling fantastic. I was starting to share my journey on Facebook, and people were really, really noticing the difference. And it took a very natural shift from just being a discount coach, just wanting the discount, to being a coach, because people were suddenly reaching out to me and they wanted to know what I was doing and, you know, is it something that they could do too? And all of a sudden, you know, this thing that just was a discount for me turned into a business. 3.5 years later, I have another daughter. She's, like I said, almost 2. And when I was pregnant with her, it was really, really tough for us because my husband, like I said, is in law enforcement. He sees what goes on day to day with kids who aren't, you know, cared for in the home, and it really, really made him nervous. I need a 6-figure income. You know, the thought of getting rid of a 6-figure income was really, really scary. But we knew that me staying home with Gracie was something that really needed to be done. It needed to happen. So we went ahead and we made the sacrifice. It was a big, huge change. Like I said, at the time I was making 6 figures. But we made the decision that we were going all in, and I was going to stay home with Gracie. She's 2 now, so I've been home for 2 years. I've been able to be a Beachbody coach full-time now for 2 years. I am not making 6 figures Beachbody coaching yet, but I guarantee I will be. You know, this business, it's whatever you want it to be. It is however you work it. If you want to do it as a hobby and you want to make a little bit of money here and there, that's fine. That's basically what I did when I was working full-time. I was making a couple $100 a month extra. I was running challenge groups. I was enjoying it. Or you can be like Teresa. You can be a CEO of your own company and you can be making 6 figures a year. So it's really how much time that you want to devote and that you can commit to this business. Beachbody has completely changed my life. I've found a way to be healthy. I've found a real sustainable way to keep the weight off. Beachbody is not about quick fixes. It's not about pills. It's not about easy diets. It is about how to live your life in the healthiest way possible and how to sustain it. Because of Beachbody, my daughters are learning how to be healthy. My family is healthier. My extended family is healthier. My friends are healthier. I am 1,000 times happier than I ever was prior to Beachbody. And just so you guys know, I have a 2-year-old. My 11-year-old is in school during the day. My 2-year-old, if you follow me on Facebook, my 2-year-old's a nut job, you guys. She's crazy. Everybody up there's laughing because they know that it's true. She like will swing from the ceiling fan. She's crazy. So I know what it's like to be a really, really busy mom and to think, there is no way, like there is no way that I can do this. But I'm here to tell you that there is a way. We have one sheet of paper. It's got a few things you have to do every day, and you have to be consistent about it. Right now, I wake up first thing in the morning, I get my workout in, and I drink my shake because that's when it works for me. You have to find when it works best for you. Throughout the day, I work my business when I have some time. My current time to really sit down and focus on my business is after Gracie goes to bed. That's my 2-year-old. And that's the time that I can really sit down and I can really connect with people. Beachbody has given me a community of people that are just amazing. I have never been surrounded by so many people that push me to be my best before. It's insane. And I liked my job before. You know, I always had this skewed idea that to be successful, you had to be in an office from 9 to 5. You know, you had to put in at least 40 hours a week. And that's so completely not the case. And you go to these Beachbody events, they don't have to be the huge events, but you go to these Beachbody events, Super Saturday events, and you feel like you're part of something that's huge. You feel like you're part of something but it's just so much bigger than yourself. And I know that when I signed on to Coach, I was so worried about selling products, and I was so worried about pushing products. But the thing is, you guys, when you become a product of the product, and when you fall in love with these things because you know that they work, the products sell themselves. It's not something that you have to do. You're sharing your passion, and when you share your passion, people understand that you're talking to them because you care about them. I actually had a message from somebody the other day who said, thank you so much for reaching out to me because I know that you actually care. And that was huge for me because I do. And I know what it's like to be a single mom, and I know what it's like to be overweight, and I know what it's like to be, dealing with autoimmune diseases and to be scared. And you don't have to feel that way. And you kind of have to take your power back. And Beachbody has given me the route to do that. And I'm so incredibly thankful to be a part of something like this where I feel like I can give back to other people and where it's just changing my family's life 100-fold. At first, my husband wasn't super on board. He just got a free trip to Punta Cana, and he's super on board now. You know how that works, hunty. It's real, and it's big, and it's bigger than you, and it's amazing, and you're going to feel so empowered, and it's going to do so many amazing things for you. And I know we're going to open it up for questions, so I'm going to stop talking right now because I could talk for hours. So thank you, Dee, for inviting me to share my story, and then you finish.
All right. Thank you, Shannon. There's light right there. I still remember that call when she sent me a message. It was in December because I just paid off my loans. She's like, hey, how did you do that? You need to work out. I mean, and that's the beauty of I think it's just an amazing thing. It's just the community and the friendships that get developed here. That I have worked in many different offices. From government offices, private offices. This amazing thing is that we get to choose who we get to work with, which is amazing, and get to choose who we talk to every day. And like, Shannon says, the one thing about it is that I have been super successful in this, but her schedule does not differ from my schedule. I still get up in the morning and I do my workout just like she does. And I drink my Shakeology in the morning because that's what works for me. And my kids do have some school, and I do the work, but they come home and then it's mommy time. Like, it doesn't matter what level of success you have in this business, you still have to work, and you still have to get your story out there so that you can reach the people that you can attract, that you're going to be like-minded. You can help them reach whatever level of success that you have gotten, even if it's just the weight loss, or maybe a couple extra $100 a month, or a few $1,000s a month. You still have to work at it. So this is not, one of the things about doing this for so long is that I do recognize that this is not for everybody, but the ones that can do it and have, lead with their heart and know that we are supporters and cheerleaders, and that everything else comes, as a byproduct of doing that, do amazing in this business. And it does require work, and it does require, getting on the call and sending those messages and letting them know about all the amazing stuff that we have to offer them to reach whatever goal it is that they may have. So let me just get down to some really basics. I have it right here so that I don't make sure I don't mess up anything. So really the basics of what being a Beachbody coach, from, if you can gather from me and from Shannon's amazing story, is that you are a rep promoting fitness and promoting a healthy life, and promoting having a mission of helping people live a more fulfilling and healthy life. That is what a Beachbody coach is. We do need to be a product of the product. So you do have to figure out, that you're going to pick a program, and we have so many of them. So it doesn't matter where you're starting. I started about 45 pounds overweight when I first started being a coach. It's great for accountability. Like I said earlier, this is the first time when I started Insanity and became a coach. It's the first time in my 30 years that I ever stuck to any sort of fitness program or meal plan ever. When you put it out there, that is what you're doing. So you become, an advocate for one or many more of their products. I've done mostly all of them. And the investment that you're going to put into this, the investment that you're paying for is for your own product. The investment that you're doing would be the same investment that you would do even if you decided not to be a coach, because you are buying a program, you're going to get your Shakeology so that you can start being a part of your product. And what we like to do is that we want you, whatever product that you decide to start with, whatever program you start with in your Shakeology, that we focus on you for the first 2 weeks. If you've never done a Beachbody program before, or you've never stuck to a program before, those first 2 weeks that you're going to be joining us, we're going to focus on you. This is going to be like the first 2 weeks, probably the only 2 weeks that's going to be all about you. We want to get you working on the workout, starting seeing some results, and so that you can fall in love with the program. Because if you fall in love with the products, it's not salesy, or you're not pushing things on people to buy something. You're sharing things that actually worked for you. And that's not being pushy or salesy or icky. That is just sharing something that you fell in love with that worked for you. And so that's what we're going to do. You know, you buy it right now. This is completely like the new thing that everybody does, right? Is start streaming. We have Netflix, we have, you know, Hulu, all this stuff. And so, of course, we decided as Beachbody to get involved in that. Like, why not have every single one of our programs available by pushing a button on your computer, on your Fire Stick, on your Apple TV, whatever, so that every program that they have developed in the last, I don't know, Beachbody's been around since like 2000, I think. I mean, they've been around for a long time. They have many, many programs. And so now what we're offering is that you can get all of those programs to stream online for, it's an incredible steal right now. So, you know, you get every program, and then, of course, whoever you sign up with, the coach that you sign up with, will figure out which program you're going to start with. Or we have something called the Challenge du Jour. If I said that right, I don't know if I said that right. I'm not French. But you get, they actually put out, you know, they give you a schedule of all these different works. You can try all the workouts that we have, you know, one from every trainer, Monday through Sunday, you know, from strength training, from upper body, lower body, cardio, you know, so you get a feel of it. And like I said, we have all of our workouts, like from the original P90X to Insanities. Shaun T's coming up with a new one. We had a new workout for beginners, very, very beginners, just to get you moving, that got released yesterday. Shift Shop is going to be coming out in July, and I got the privilege of being one of the 300 Beachbody coaches that gets to be in the test group. I'm on week 2. It's phenomenal. So we have all these different programs to help you get started on your journey so that you can then share your progress and your love with other people. So the one awesome thing about what we do as coaches, that I know it was a real game changer for me when I first signed up, is that we don't have to stock products. I don't know about you, but I had experiences when I was younger seeing people do these kind of things, and they had a garage full of products and they just sat there and they lost all this money because they didn't sell it for whatever reason it was. They were able to move it. See, with Beachbody, we don't have to do any of that. It's all done online. You have a website. Beachbody gives you 2 websites. Actually, they gave you 3, but they gave you 2 retail websites where when somebody's ready to start their journey and you talk to them and you pick what program they're going to start with, or they get all access, they can get every single program for 12 months. You give them a website and they order from there. So you don't have to stock on the stuff. You just invest in the products that you're using yourself. You don't have to buy it for other people. And so, you know, the thing about that I love about this is that it's a true, whatever you put in is what you get out. I don't know you watching this. I know myself is working. I worked hard for every employer I had. Even if I liked the job or if I didn't like the job, that was just me. I worked hard. I was proud of whatever I did. But it was working for somebody else. And the return on that was, it all depend on the employer, if they were going to have a good day or if they could even give people raises. In this business, you give yourself a raise. It's all dependent on how much you work and how much you're willing to go and talk to people and invite them and show them and invite them into your journey so they can see that they can do it too. So we do have commission based. We make a 25% commission on products, and there's another level of commission based depending on when you get people started on a challenge pack. But if you sell single products, it is a base of 25% commission. But like I said, you guys, we're not focused on sales. You know, you're focused on being the best person that you can be, the healthiest person you can be. And that doesn't mean being perfect. That just means being the best version of you. That means being consistent. Like Shannon said earlier, the way to be successful in this business, and like I'm telling you guys, I know it's about being consistent. It's not being right all the time or having the correct answers or knowing everything, because God knows even after 8 years, I don't know everything, but I show up every day no matter what, because I have people that I know that I'm motivating and they motivate me. And that's what the whole thing about what we are is we're cheerleaders. We're that person in that corner. So it's all about just showing up and making yourself more healthy and more fit and sharing that with people so they can join you in that. You know, and having that want to help people, you know, having the want to share and pay it forward, because remember those 2 weeks get you going, that you feel so amazing from what you're seeing in just those 2 weeks that you want to help other people. Maybe we take 4 weeks. It all depends on you. And all this all depends on what you want and your goals. You know, and the amazing part of this business is that it is your business. It is what you want of it. If you want to make a supplement income, or just, you know, you have a goal of just making a few extra bucks a month for certain goals, or you're ready to go full in and make it a full-time income, retire yourself, retire your spouse, retire your parents, all of that I have seen happen through Beachbody on our team that has made that possibility by people, you know, building a team and showing up and, you know, and really making this their life. You know, like we say, we want to bleed blue. It's not about the quick buck. It's not about, you know, the fancy shiny things. It's about the lives that we get to change in our lives that we get to change for ourselves. So there is a thing, you know, when you start building a team, that you get team bonus that Beachbody pays out to coaches when you're building a team. And that's where it can get very lucrative in creating the income you need for whatever your goals are. And it just entails that you gradually building a team of other people that have the same goals and, you know, running at your same speed, you know, and being supportive to that team by, you know, passing on any of the info of the sponsor coach that you're signing up. Whatever I know what's going on, I pass it down to my team. My team passes down to their team, and it's just a complete sharing process. There is no like, oh, this is mine, I'm not going to share this with other people. This community, even people that are not on our actual team, they're constantly sharing tips and tricks and ways that they're able to help more people. We have a national wake-up call that happens every single Monday, and they get a coach from throughout the whole organization that gets on and shares something that's worked for them. This is not, you know, a cutthroat, you know, society or a community. It's all, we all just want, if we know the only way that you can succeed, the only way that you can succeed or I can succeed is if you succeed, if the other person succeeds. That's the only way that this business works, and we know that in this business, and so that's what we do. Like I said, even from the whole corporate of Beachbody, every Monday you can get on and learn other tricks and trades and things that people are doing to help other people, to help grow their teams, to help their teams be more successful. And the great thing about this is that there is no contract or no like have to give your firstborn or whatever, you know, to do this. If you honestly get into it for about a month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're like, this is just not something for me. This is not, you know, my passion to help people, to better myself, to do all that stuff. You can quit. It's just a simple online thing and you can quit, you know. But I do suggest that you give this at least 12 months. This is a business, you guys, that when you start this is a business, and there is an investment to any kind of business. I had somebody saying, well, it has to be a scam because I heard that any job that you start that you have to pay for is a scam. Well, the first part of that comment is wrong. This isn't a job. This is a business. You are starting a business. But the thing about this business is that if you go start a franchise for McDonald's or Starbucks or any of that, that's millions and millions of dollars. Honestly, the investment to start this business and start your health journey is $160 right now. That's how much it costs to start to invest in yourself, to make yourself healthier, to feel better about yourself, and start a business. That's how much you're going to cost you to invest in that. And you know what? When you do that investment, the worst case scenario in this whole situation when you make that investment is that you lose some weight, you get healthy, you get toned, you feel good about yourself. That is the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is you get to join the Millionaire Club in like 6, 8, 10 years, or even 4 years. I've seen that happen. Now, there's nothing guaranteed in this business. There's nothing promised with anybody. It all depends on how much work and effort that you're willing to put in. That's what you get back. But that is a possibility. There is that possibility to earn that kind of income for your family. And there is that possibility to change lives every single day if you put in the work. So again, it can be the full-time, or it can be a full-time income or a part-time income. It really only depends on you. So I talked about Beachbody On Demand and the All Access Challenge Pack. This is something that's really new. All Access just came out a few months ago, like in January, I believe, where you get 12 months all access to every single program that Beachbody has developed, including any new programs that are going to be released within that 12 months. And you get a bag of Shakeology, and you get the portion containers to help you with meal planning. I know for myself that was a big game changer because I ate too much cheese and too many almonds, and I didn't realize that was bad. There's actually a thing about eating too much of good food to hit your goals, whatever your goals are. So it was a good teaching way of a lifestyle of eating versus just dieting, right? And that's what this is all about. It's a lifestyle that comes with this. It's not just a quick fix. The same way it's not a quick fix for your weight loss, it's not a quick fix for your finances. It all requires some work, but it can be sustainable because you learn how to do it. And we teach you how to do it. When you join our team, you know, what's going to happen next is you may be inspired. You're ready to go. You are about, with a scale of 1 to 10, you're at 8, 9, 10, and you're ready to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to get with the person who invited you to watch this live or the recording, because we'll have this up and recorded. And you guys are going to first talk about what your goals are, where you are fitness-wise, where you are with your meals and stuff like that. And we're going to get you planned out. And honestly, the best way to get this started is the All Access. I mean, there is really no brainer. For $160, you get that 12 months access to all the workouts to stream, 30-day supply of Shakeology, which is 30 meals, the containers, a shaker cup, and start your business. There are other options. You can talk about that with the coach that invited you, but to me, that is the best deal I have seen in my 8 years of being a coach. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that just for yourself? So we get you set up with that. You're going to sign up, pick your flavor of Shakeology. We have 9 flavors of Shakeology. You talk to your coach about it. I'm not going to list them all right now. But there's 9 flavors you can pick from. We got the new ones with the vegan vanilla and the vegan cafe latte that I love, like absolutely love those. Better than even chocolate. And that's scary that I said that. So then you're going to sign up. You'll get a welcome email from your coach, and it's going to give you like what your website are, kind of just basic stuff. And, you know, if you sign up with me, really, I have a whole process where you're going to be getting emails from me like every week, kind of giving you guidelines of where you're going to go. We have online self-paced training that if you're ready to run with this, you get an account on the website, and you can take as long as you want or as quickly as you want. Now, if you're ready to go really fast in this and earn an income for whatever your goals are, you know, if you're trying to stay home, make a savings, a college fund, go on vacations, you know, you can run through 2 or 3 of these modules a day. But again, that's all on you. You're going to get a call, set up a one-on-one call with your coach, your sponsor that signed you up. And then, you know, you're going to really figure out what your priorities are first. Figure out what your goals are. Remember, it's what your goals are, not what our goals are. It's what your goals are, and we're going to help you hit those goals. We have the tools. We have the resources. We have the systems in place to help you be successful. Then it's just your decision to start using them. But we're always here to help. There's something that I want to leave off with. And again, thank you everybody for getting on or for watching the recording. I know time is very, very precious, especially if you are a mom. But this morning, as I told you, I'm in the test group for Shift Shop, and Chris is an amazing man. One of the things that he says is like, it's time to start living the life you deserve. Whether you become a Beachbody coach or you just become a challenger or whatever, it really is the time for you to start living the life that you deserve. We all deserve an amazing life. We all deserve to reach our goals and feel happy and be successful, whatever that means to you. It doesn't matter what you did. It matters what you're doing now. So start doing now the things that are going to help you hit whatever your big goal is, and dream big. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to give it to you. But we can give you the tools, and we will give you the stuff so that you can use them. And that's what we can give you here. So thank you, everybody that got on. Thank you if you've seen the recording. Get with the coach that sent you this, because think about it. If they sent you this link or they invited you to this webinar, they thought this was going to be something to change your life. They saw something in you that they think that you could be amazing at this. And that's an amazing feeling. So everybody, good night. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Shannon, for getting on. And this is going to be recorded that I actually have straight hair. Won't be there for much longer. Bye, everybody.